FUTURESHOCK.
You boys must be hungry. I'm real surprised to see you down here.
Folks, I don't walk as easy as I used to. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth. I know right from wrong. And I know how to do this job. I know how to get things done. And I know, like millions of Americans know, when you get knocked down, you get back up.
It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened. This one was invented by a writer. Not this time. It never happened. It's false. It never happened. It's a fake. It's fiction. It's an urban legend that never happened. No way. We got you.
This is live.
Did you want to try to read something from your book?
Yeah.
Okay.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries.
If you want to go, then you go to hill and go down.
Why you get fired,
yes,
man?
why? Are you crazy?
You're fucking paranoid,
You are fucking, you are fucking.
You bloody,
You bloody.
you bloody bastard, bitch.
You bastard, you.
Bloody fuck you, bloody. Fucking mother, bloody fuck, bitch.
Bitch, you
Bloody fuck you.
If you want to go, then you go.
The debate, we asked debate watchers in our instant poll, and the answer is a resounding Donald Trump did. 67% of debate watchers in our poll say Donald Trump won the debate tonight. Joe Biden, 33% say he won the debate tonight. I mean, guys, at this point, I don't give a shit if they bring out Gavin Newsom or maybe Hillary Clinton or even Big Mike. I mean, even Michelle Obama. Sorry, I don't know why I said Big Mike. Back to you, Jake.
Yes.
Hey, bro, who got fucking shit? Who got knife? Who got fucking knife? I'm that nigga tired.
The voters of this nation are presented with a choice between a monstrous, bloodthirsty psychopath and a self-confessed brain-dead ignoramus. Help me, please. What will future generations think of us that we cannot present the public with better alternatives than these?
Okay.
FUTURESHOCK. Peace. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We are back. Episode 102. Oh, we going in today. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to the chat. Can we get started, Circus? But I think if you've been following this channel for any time, you know my view on that. But let's get into this, man. I mean, let's have some fun. Let's throw some tomatoes because I got a whole bunch to show you. I'm going to try to be calm. I'm going to try to chill. I might, get a little upset, right? Because some of this stuff is hard to deal with. It gets under your skin a bit. But let's get into this, man. Let's go.
Joe Biden!
A day after debating his Republican presidential challenger, Donald Trump, U.S. President Joe Biden hit the campaign trail in Raleigh, North Carolina. He was energized when addressing concerns about his age and debate performance.
I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. And I know how to do this job. I know how to get things done. And I know, like millions of Americans know, when you get knocked down, you get back up.
On the debate stage, however, Biden's halting and at times incoherent speech
At times, incoherent speech. I could hardly hear anything. This man was speaking like a church mouse, man.
was prominent.
The most salient detail of the evening was Biden's tone of voice, which was faltering and not strong. It was his ability to sort of come up with easy to follow, coherent answers to questions, and he did that half the time, but half the time he didn't. And in a number of cases, he lost his train of thought.
The 81-year-old Democratic candidate said he had a sore throat, but
Yo, he had a sore throat. What did whatever her name is, the talking lady on stage, the race hire, what did she say? He had a cold.
Concerns about the president's age intensified after the debate. Republican Senator Marco Rubio questioned Biden's capacity to lead.
And you have to ask yourself, who's actually making decisions on a daily basis in the White House? Because I don't think the person we saw tonight could be involved in the details of governing at this point.
As if he ever could. That's the funny part.
Prominent Democratic voices took to social media to vent their frustrations. Maria Shriver wrote on X, "There's panic in the Democratic Party." The editorial board of the New York Times wrote that to serve his country, President Biden should leave the race. Unless the president leaves the race voluntarily, he is still on track to clinch his party's nomination at the Democratic National Convention in August. But if Biden were to call it quits, among those suggested to replace him is California's Governor Gavin Newsom.
Are we seeing the setup here? Are we seeing the setup here? Gruesome. I look at gruesome as the head honcho in 2028. I think it's a bit early, but this looks like it's some type of lesser magic predictive programming warming up the population for his run for 2028. And of course, it would make sense if they let the next 4 years being part of the big economic collapse, possibly a new scamdemic, and all types of other new introductions to digital economies, which will bring some sense of chaos and crisis. Wouldn't it make sense that by the end of that 4 years, people would be just screaming to get this damn conservative out of the office because he's ruined our economy, and we need to get back to brass tacks liberalism, classic style. And then we have this guy come in and pick up all the pieces, and then we go right back into the damn cycle again. Wouldn't that be interesting? I'm just saying, I could be wrong, but it's interesting to think about.
His praise for the president, however, didn't waver after Thursday's debate.
This is not about, style. This is about delivering results for the American people. And tonight, I think Joe Biden not only asserted himself, he reminded people of his accomplishments and his vision for the future.
Biden could make a comeback, analysts say.
Usually incumbents in the first
comeback for real. I mean, the optimism is just frightening.
Round of debates don't do that well because they're not used to talking to rallies whereas Trump was used to talking to rallies. We have to wait and see if Biden can rally, then Biden will come back fighting, and hopefully in another debate in September he will do better.
But by then, it will be too late for the Democrats to select a new candidate. The next presidential debate is scheduled for September 10th and will be hosted by ABC News.
Oh, of course, it's just, isn't this genius? It's so juicy and theatrical. It's like a film rolling out. Oh no, is he going to be able to run? Are the Democrats going to rally behind him? Oh, Trump possibly could go to prison. I mean, this is well-written theater. I mean, I haven't seen something this good since possibly Clinton's, little doodad under the desk situation. I haven't seen anything that good since probably then, or maybe, Bush ducking leather loafers. That was pretty interesting. But this takes the cake. This is well-written Hollywood stuff. Now, it's a movie. It's a damn movie. I'm fascinated, honestly. I must admit. And we're gonna have some fun with it because it's a bunch of BS. And it sucks that there's a thing, not everyone, because most people are not political. When we get out in the real world, people are trying to make ends meet. They're just trying to live. They're trying to feed their children and families. Most people could give a damn, really. But they got to boost it up. They got to make it bigger than it is. They got to give people reasons to fight, reasons to, go to the voter lines, right? So they can make it look as if there is some type of election. Right. Now, this one kind of put me over the loop here. But, let's address it. This was Biden's response, barely there, Biden, by the way. This was Biden's response the following day. Oh, you can't see that, huh? Let's pull this up. There we go. I don't know what you did last night. Well, maybe let me try his voice. I don't know what you did last night, but I spent 90 minutes debating a guy with the morals of an alley cat. That didn't really sound like him, but I tried. Morals of an alley cat? Morals of an alley cat. Isn't it interesting how they're making this big moral argument? It's like that's the only thing they can do is he's immoral. He's a bad guy. Morals of an alley cat. Do domestic cats have morals? Let alone alley cats? Leave them cats alone, Joe. Leave them cats alone. We know how you are with the young ones, man. Right? This guy's talking about morality. And he has like the consciousness of a furry keychain. Right? It's just crazy. I don't know. And the charm and wit of a small fern or a DMV employee. It's just like, what is this dude on? It's just crazy to me. And then this almost sent me outside, and I had to get a breather real quick. Check this one. I could not take this one.
But comparing that guy's mental state, I've said it for years now. He's cogent. Mm-hmm. But I undersold him when I said he was cogent. He's far beyond cogent.
Bro. Cogent? Cogent. Cogent. Do we understand what the word cogent means? He said he's far more than cogent. I'm telling you, this one put me over. This one put me over. Cogent. All right. All right. Cogent. Okay. All right, let's continue with Mr. Cogent over here.
I can't deal with it. I'm so angry I could spit. Yes, I could spit right now.
Okay.
Put the beat on, man. Put the beat on. Put the beat on.
Are you sure? You sure about this?
I'm so angry I can spit. Put the beat on.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Last call, lush, cogent. Smooth brain, texting in a 2-lane scalp with extra lotion. He thinking slow motion, Bluetooth brain broken. Crazy eyes, pride wide as a whole ocean. Orange man, bad live action, American dad. Sad sack of shit suits like Slow Joe, put too much loud in a bag. I'm America first like shells in a mag, made in USA on the tag. But you gotta be kidding me if you think this is all we had. Man, you killing me smalls, these clowns got you all by the balls till nature calls. While outsiders hiding in boats and climbing walls, y'all time is stalled, stuck in the past. Rear view mirror vision, strings attached like dice on the dash. You just mad, you shoot first, I laugh last. To the bank on a quarter tank, no digital ID. I move like the father lurking down on me, smiling, keep the sun shining.
Okay, well, damn. Well, tell us how you really feel. Jeez. Run it back. Run it back.
Run it back. Run it all the way back.
All right, let's one more time. Who want to hear one more time? One more time. Let's go. One more time. Yes, yes, yay, nay. Damn. You said cogent. More like last call lush cogent.
Okay. Last call lush cogent. Smooth brain, texting in a 2-lane scalp with extra lotion. He thinking slow motion, Bluetooth brain broken. Crazy eyes, pride wide as a whole ocean. Orange man, bad live action, American dad. Sad sack of shit suits like Slow Joe, put too much loud in a bag. I'm America first like shells in a mag, made in USA on the tag. But you gotta be kidding me if you think this is all we had. Man, you killing me smalls, these clowns got you all by the balls till nature calls. While outsiders hiding in boats and climbing walls, y'all time is stalled, stuck in the past. Rear view mirror vision, strings attached like dice on the dash. You just mad, you shoot first, I laugh last. To the bank on a quarter tank, no digital ID. I move like the father lurking down on me, smiling, keep the sun shining.
Wait a minute. He said last call lush cogent. Smooth brain texting in a 2-lane. What? Scalp with extra lotion? Oh, smooth brain. I get it. He thinks in slow motion, but Bluetooth brain broken, crazy eyes, pride wide as a whole ocean. Orange man, bad live action, American dad. Sad sack of shih tzus like Slow Joe put too much loud in the bag. What are you talking about?
I got bars, man. I got bars.
Hold up. Sad sack of shih tzus like Slow Joe put too much loud in the bag. Who's gonna pick up on that one? Okay. All right. We see how you really feel, bro. Okay. All right, man. Sorry. You're not very nice when you get upset. Okay. All right. Let's continue. And speaking of a lush, last call lush cogent, let's check him out.
Competition Secretary Austin?
I do. I'm sorry.
Was it a lapse in judgment for him not to tell you earlier?
Yes.
He said, "How you doing?" Did you guys hear that? Listen.
Competition Secretary Austin?
I do. I'm sorry.
How you doing? Now let's be fair. It does look like he's like kind of looking at the books, but I can't help but see how uncomfortable she is. Poor girl.
I'm sorry.
She's like, let me move over here.
Yes.
Competition Secretary Austin?
This is weird, man. This guy, I don't know, man. That's why you know this whole thing has to be a straight troll, like a massive just joke. I mean, they're playing the whole nation, man. It has to be the case. I can't see anyone in their right mind thinking this is okay. Like, this is the way to go. In fact, let's go right to some, like, you know, hardcore leftist progressive types. And let's see their perspective. Let's see their view and how they're handling this, how they're taking this. Again, for me, it's just like, it's this like sunken cost fallacy. It doesn't matter how retarded you look, how bad you failed, how horrible the situation is. You're just going to keep pushing and you're never going to give up. Okay.
Anupam with $5 for David Dole. Thank you. If you could replace Biden, who would be your ticket? Must be younger than 80 years old. I mean, honestly, at this point, anyone, ideally, I would choose Bernie Sanders. That would never happen. But the most realistic chance is Kamala Harris, I think. And so I'm fine with that. I'm fine. Anyone who can talk. Anyone who can communicate their point across. Anyone who can talk. Anyone who can communicate their point across.
Yo, anyone that can talk. That's where we're at now. You know, anyone that can speak the English language and finish a coherent sentence, and he can't even do that. This is where we're at. Anyone that can talk. Yo. It's crazy, though. This is so insane. Now, I got this clip because it was pretty funny. They had CNN up here brawling, man, on stage. It was pretty interesting to see. Now, it looks like, I'm sure some of it is a bit acted, but man, these people are really butthurt, man. This is fascinating to watch happen. It's a historical moment, guys. Historical moment.
There is no two ways about it. That was not a good debate for Joe Biden.
Ben? That was painful. I love Joe Biden. I work for Joe Biden.
He said it was painful.
He didn't do well at all. He did not do well at all. And he looked, you know, I'll give you the analysis. You know, you kind of have the old man versus the con man. I can walk you through how I'm supposed to see it and say it, but I just want to speak from my heart. I love that guy. That's a good man. He loves his country. He's doing the best that he can. But he had a test to meet tonight to restore confidence of the country and of the base, and he failed to do that. And I think there's a lot of people who are going to want to see him consider taking a different course now. We're still far from our convention, and there is time for this party to figure out a different way forward if he will allow us to do that. But that was not what we needed from Joe Biden, and it's personally painful for a lot of people. It's not just panic, it's pain.
Ooh, he's using big words.
For what we saw tonight.
Pain. He said it's pain. Pain. Goodness, pain. Yikes. Pain. Surprised to hear that coming from these guys. Now we had Kamala Harris to give her response, and she was real dramatic about it. Let's just watch a little bit of this because this is hardcore theater. By the way, she has a $62,000 necklace on, speaking to the hardworking blue collar Democratic Party. Check it out, man. Yeah, bold as a lion. Rocking the 62K on the neck.
John King has described a panic inside the Democratic Party right now because of President Biden's performance in tonight's debate. He's been hearing from Democratic lawmakers and others around the country. Some within your own party are wondering if President Biden should even step aside. What do you say to that?
Listen, first of all, what we saw tonight is the president making a very clear contrast with Donald Trump on all of the issues that matter to the American people. Yes, there was a slow start, but it was a strong finish. And what became very clear through the course of the night is that Joe Biden is fighting on behalf of the American people, on substance, on policy, on performance. Joe Biden is extraordinarily strong. And
But I'm sorry,
that
on
cannot
substance
be
and
debated.
policy and performance tonight, I mean, the president's performance tonight clearly was disappointing for his supporters. CNN is reporting Democratic lawmakers watching the debate were worried about the president's performance. One said it was a disaster. Another called it a train wreck. Those are Democrats especially worried that Biden did not punch back on Trump's lies.
Listen, people can debate on style points, but ultimately,
Style? This isn't about style. This has nothing to do with style. This is about just being a coherent speaking human. And this guy up here barely breathing.
I always knew there was something special about that boy.
It's horrible.
this election and who is the president of the United States has to be about substance. And the contrast is clear. Look at what happened during the course
Oh, the contrast is very clear. Okay.
of the debate. Donald Trump lied over and over and over again, as he is wont to do. He would not disavow what happened on January 6th.
Okay, I'm sick and tired of this crap. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, it's just a rigmarole. Here we go with the Jan 6 and the moral arguments. He's a bad guy. And what if Harris? Listen, guys, we always got to consider this. There's a possibility she might be in office for a hot minute. Big Mike, of course, always on the back burner. Something all y'all and myself included have been considering. But let's take a look at the potentials of this and what we might be dealing with. You know, the first woman and leader of the new world. Oh my goodness. Yikes.
And be unburdened by what has been. You know? What can be unburdened by what has been. 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 What we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has been. What 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 can be unburdened by what has been. Who we can be unburdened by who we have been. What can be unburdened by what has been. Where we can be unburdened by where we have been and unburdened by where we are right now. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What could be unburdened by what had been. What can be unburdened by what has 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 been. Unburdened by what has been, believing in what can be. What can be unburdened by what has been. 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 What can be unburdened by what has been.
Well, it's good to know. At least we know what can be burdened if unbend. What could be burdened if bend. What bends is burdened if it might be. What it could be burned, bended, what it be like. What it look like. Bended on bended knee. On bended knee, burning, unburdened. Don't let me burden my knees burning, bending the burn. You get it. Y'all get it? That's the new president. Right there. Sexual chocolate. All right, let's continue. Let's see the third way solution. Why not?
There was a poll taken that asked young people under 35 in this country, are you proud of the United States? 85% said yes. The same poll taken 5 months ago, 18% said yes. So somehow during the administration of these two presidents, An entire generation of Americans has lost pride in our country and a hope in their own futures. And they feel that way because they see what's happening. They can't get into a home. The first generation in history in America that is going to live worse lives than their parents.
Hey, bro be struggling, but he's very coherent and cogent, might I add. Yes, cogency. Poor guy can't speak, though. You see how it works? It's so backwards. If only we could give Biden the RFK's brain. Maybe we get somewhere.
They see the vitriol that you saw here, the division, the polarization that makes them disgusted with politics. They're seeing the corrupt merger of state and corporate power that has transformed our agencies from the CIA, the health agencies, the environmental agencies, into sock puppets.
Get it out.
The industries they're supposed to regulate. They're seeing the destruction of our soils, the destruction of our...
He needs a lozenge. Give him a lozenge. Peppermint, preferably.
Air and water. They're watching this happen, and the politicians do nothing about it except for hate on each other. If you want more of the same, you should vote for President Biden, President Trump. You know what's going to happen. You know that.
At least a cup of water.
4 more years of the same stuff.
Warm
if you
water.
want things to completely change, you're going to support me because I'm going to change everything.
Oh, you better believe it. Web3 on the way.
And this is a moral fight. This is a moral battle for...
Yeah, if we're being real here, give him some tea. Ginger tea, lemon, a little bit of honey. There you go. A little cayenne pepper.
The soul of our nation. To restore our moral authority around the world by projecting economic power abroad rather than spending $8 trillion on regime change wars that have left every nation we've touched worse off than we found it. And restoring our moral authority here at home. The first day in office, I'm going to...
I like a lot of what he says, but restore our moral authority at home? I mean, come on, bro. The only authority we got right now is... Let me stop.
You heard what they're going to do. You don't even understand it. Here's what I'm going to do. Day one in office, I'm going to issue an executive order saying any federal official who tells a lie to the American public will lose his job. Oh.
Come on. See, that's the thing about these politicians, man. They be promising the most ridiculous things. Really? You're going to be firing everybody if that's the case. Everybody losing their job. Everybody.
I'm going to stop the surveillance state. I'm going to stop the propagandizing by our agencies of the American public. I'm going to unravel the war machine. I'm going to unravel the corrupt merger of state and corporate power. I know how to do it. I've been litigating against these agencies for years, and I'm uniquely suited to do this, but I can tell you, I'm going to do these things when I get in there. I'm going to make sure that our Constitution is protected, that AI is deployed to make government more transparent rather than by government to enslave the rest of us.
I see you.
Shall we play?
Okay. All right. I think that means we're going to use AI authoritarian control for good, guys. See, it's going to be transparent so we can see what the government's doing. See? That's why we want to plug everybody into Skynet. What are you guys thinking? You guys, you're always thinking so negative.
I'm going to bring AI home and blockchain home because we need these new industries to grow our way out of the debt crisis. This is something that these two aren't even talking about.
The whole point is that it's
But
only
if you
science
want
fiction
everything
until
to change,
it's reality.
You'll support me. If you want to vote out of fear, you need to support one of those guys.
You're with us or against us. You know, we heard that before.
If you want to vote out of hope, out of inspiration, out of pride in your country, out of restoring the moral backbone of our people and our nation, you should vote for me.
Well, you know, he gave it a shot. The old college try. You know, At least he's trying. But this guy right here seems to be possibly possibly in office. I wouldn't say this year, but 2020. I think they're setting this guy up, man. This smarmy little slimy guy here.
You were out there getting a chorus of questions about whether Biden should step down. There is panic that has set in. There is panic that has set in among people who have watched this debate, who are Democrats, people who are strategists, and some even inside Democratic campaigns. Yeah. Do you think it's unfounded?
Well, I think it's unhelpful, and I think it's unnecessary. We've got to go in and got to keep our heads high. And as I say, we've got to have the back of this president. You don't turn your back because of one performance. What kind of party does that? It's been a masterclass. 15.6 million jobs. That's 8 times more than the last 3 Republican presidents combined. The only thing the last 3 Republican presidents have in common is recessions. Democrats deliver. This president has delivered.
Oh, because see, it's a Democrat Republican thing. See, that's the issue, guys. See, that's what the smart young guy with the slicked back hair wants you to think.
We need to deliver for him at this moment. With all due respect, the more time we start having these conversations, go down these rabbit holes, it's unhelpful to our democracy, our fate and future of this country, the world.
Whenever they use the term democracy, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. Democracy, this clown. And this one, he's just smiling and smirking. I didn't like this clip here. This man a little bit too giddy, a little bit too jolly for me, if he asked.
Are you going to be the next Democratic nominee?
No, our nominee is Joe Biden. I'm looking forward to voting for him in November. He's going to be our nominee.
Because you know that everyone are talking about you as a possible nominee now.
Thanks.
Are you enjoying it?
We're going up here? Thanks, guys.
Yeah, all smiley in the mouth. All smiley in the mouth with them veneers. Yeah, man, I get it. I see the buildup. I see the buildup. Oh, smiley mouth over here. I don't even know who these people are, honestly. But there's an Obama conspiracy, and then there's this conspiracy about slow Joe Biden, and what is it? The like clones and rubber suits and stuff. This is a recent one I found. I thought it was pretty interesting. It's compelling. And I have to consider even some of these weird, very weird stories, but it's like we're really being fooled with right now, totally screwed with. We have to like almost, in a sense, allow all these ideas to be heard because who knows what's really happening here. And these guys could be stand-ins. Who knows, man? But check this out.
We will provide clean drinking, quality education for every child.
Is that Joe? He's okay now? From that cold?
And protect. And unlike the other guy, we're going to stand up.
That doesn't look like Joe. That's not the energy that was in the room last night during the debate. What was that?
Protect and defend our democracy. It is more than anything else.
Okay.
That is freedom.
I thought he had blue eyes.
What you did last night, but I spent 90
minutes
on a stage and debated a guy who
and
has
an
the
eye
morals
folds
of an alley
there.
cat.
Yeah, it's creepy.
And what was that in his mouth that was hanging out?
For the most lies told in the
Now, I don't really like getting into the weeds with this kind of stuff, but there's something about this whole situation, man. I have been seeing a lot of these videos, people showing stuff like, is this really him up there? And all of these videos could be edited and manipulated, so it's hard to really know for sure, but those definitely didn't look like blue eyes right there. And then I see stuff like this and I start really thinking like, okay, they could really be doing this to us all, fooling everyone. Check this out, man. Look at this, man. What is even going on here? This is legit. Like, there's a lot of these things. wow, especially from a distance, you're not really going to be able to tell, man. Look at that, man. Look at that. Yeah, man. Who knows what we're seeing up there doing these. And he doesn't move much, so it works. You know, he hardly moves at all. He doesn't even have like facial muscles and stuff like that. So yeah, he can't even walk by himself. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about these skin suits or whatever, and it is pretty interesting stuff, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. I don't know. But listen, I'm keeping it on the table. I'm keeping all of this on the table, man. It's all staying on the table. Because we living in a crazy time. I mean, it's wacky. It's a very weird time to be alive. You know, I mean, we have the weirdest stuff going on. Before we continue, I got a clip from Jon Stewart who has something to say here, which is interesting. We're starting to see the Democrats, the left, almost turning on each other here. And I think it's all by design. I think this whole thing is a big rollout for a transition. But people are eating it up so good, and they have all the perfect actors playing their roles, saying the right stuff. Check it out. We on a trail.
Let me just say, after watching tonight's debate, both of these men should be using performance-enhancing drugs.
Now, everyone thinks that's funny. That's a big joke. But there's something behind that, because I'm sure you guys have noticed, and we've been talking about this for a while on this channel, is how the transhumanist movement is such a major part of just the general population today. Whether it be steroid use, let's see, what is it, like surgery, girls changing their bodies. Of course, Elon Musk wanting to put chips in your brain so you'll be more intelligent. There's all of these transhumanist technologies, and now we have this new, and I'm going to do a show on this too. I've been doing a bunch of research, but this new Ozempic thing, right? People taking drugs and therapies and novel technologies to be younger, to be more fit, to be stronger, to be bigger. People are putting metal rods in their legs to be taller. It's a weird time. So it's so interesting how all of these people are pushing enhancing drugs. And this whole little bit here was just a commercial for such a thing. And I found it rather fascinating. As if that's all we need to fix things. We just need to take the right drugs.
I'm sorry. Both. As much of it as they can get, as many times a day as their bodies will allow. If performance-enhancing drugs will improve their lucidity, their ability to solve problems, and in one of the candidates' cases, improve their truthfulness, morality, and malignant narcissism, then suppository away.
Ooh. If we deem you immoral, if we deem you unfit, eugenics, we are going to drug you. And it's perfectly moral to do such a thing. Listen to the subtext of what this clown is saying at the time we're in, given the channel and all the work we've done. Interesting. And he thinks he's being funny, but we can see right through that.
Morality and malignant narcissism, then suppository away. Guess what, everybody? They should be taking whatever magical drugs can kick their brains into gear, because this
Magical drugs. Okay, I'm listening.
ain't Olympic swimming. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he solved the Middle East, but he was doping, so it doesn't count. There's going to be an asterisk next to his presidency. And by the way, if those drugs don't exist, if there aren't actually performance-enhancing drugs for these candidates, I could sure use some recreational ones right now.
Even pushing a recreational dope. Dopity dope. Up with the hope, down with the dope, bro. Come on, you know the old saying.
Because this cannot be real life.
That's the thing, it's not. It ain't real life, John.
It just can't.
let's continue, shall we? There's a lot of new shows coming out in this very weird, very strange world. And, you know, there's a lot of fighting going on, this MMA stuff and all of this. But, man, they have taken the cake. I love MMA. You know, I've been studying martial arts of many kinds my whole life. But this is some next level stuff. No wonder we're having this circus in the political realm, because it's mirrors the circus we have in the entertainment realm. I bet they're the same thing, actually. Yeah, car MMA. Car MMA.
Nie rozpiął się Kosakin przez to. Tak, tutaj bardzo dobrze Komar zaatakował od razu.
Crazy. Car MMA, guys.
Na pytanie, dlaczego został takim dużym faworytem.
Look at this.
Teraz muszę powiedzieć, że
Is this life?
nie rozpiął się i ciosy i nie rozpiął się Kosakin przez to.
Is this life?
Tak, tutaj bardzo dobrze Komar zaatakował od razu. Rozpiął swój pas i właściwie szybciutko odpowiada mi na pytanie, dlaczego został takim dużym faworytem, choć teraz muszę powiedzieć, że
I can't even believe this. Have you guys heard of this? It's kind of wild though. Like, you got to have some skills to fight your way out of a seatbelt. You know, that's a new skill, a new method, a new technique. Are you guys familiar with the fighting your way out of the seatbelt technique? Buckle up for safety and all that. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. And, you know, we'd always have to consider the center of the road people. You know, there's going to be that nice centrist view that sees both sides. We kind of understand how that goes over here. I just wanted to give an example of that. Some people really seeing through the fog, right? And let's see what this young lady has to say.
Some swear Trump lost the debate, and others are certain it was Biden, but actually, the debate's biggest loser is you. Yeah, you. The poor soul whose two choices for political master are two military-industrial hacks with track records of enslaving you to debt, the surveillance and police states, and corporate oligarchy as the sinking ship of America catches fire and explodes. Both of these men and their parties dress up their agendas in euphemistic terms like progress or freedom, which, coming from me snake oil salesmen, mean more government and authority for themselves than their flying monkeys. They paint themselves as shepherds and saviors who care about you and will protect you from those evil others, but they're simply exploiting what's left of your faith in the system and your hatred of your perceived political opponents to manipulate you into giving them your power. If you want to keep losing, you can keep buying into this theatrical divide and conquer agenda that constantly pits you against your fellow humans while obscuring.
But of course, they always have little RFK as the solution, right? Very interesting. Even the centrist truth seers are still kind of stuck in the dialectic.
Keep buying into this theatrical divide and conquer agenda that constantly pits you against your fellow humans while obscuring the fact that it's the power itself, not who holds it. It's at the root of so many problems.
Though she is spitting facts, if we're going to be honest here.
Or you can start taking action yourself, not voting for documented liars and megalomaniacs to do it for you, but actually leading and owning yourself, ensuring your own survival and well-being and helping others around you do the same while supporting disruptive solutions that actually take power away from those who seek to use it against you. You can consciously evolve past this outdated system, which started off with some good intentions, but still, like all government, inherently spurs conflict because it's rooted in force and violence and invariably coerces people who don't consent. Otherwise, Trump and Biden and the ruling class will be fine. It's you and the rest of the American people who will keep losing.
Message! Yes. I mean, she didn't say any lies, that's for sure. So it is nice to see some people out there really seeing what's going on in the interwebs, right? It is good. Now let's get to some of the more deeper interconnected things going on here, right? It's fun to cover the surface, but let's go beneath the surface a little bit, shall we? Just a little bit. A little touch and go. All right. Now, let's go to this idea of this whole thing being about a transition, clearly, right? But transition into what? As they get us preoccupied with the left-right nonsense, the whole circus, it's really about bringing in this new multipolar, new world order under the Great Reset, etc. Listen to a couple messages here from the UN Secretary General Guterres. And these words are very important because they were saying these things. This is from last year. But I believe what they're really telling us is the ultimate goal is far beyond your little federal governmental political situation. It's much deeper, much more entrenched. And let's look at some of that stuff here. Check it out.
So we badly need to change the mentality of decision makers in the public sector and in the private sector. And I would say it will be easier to do it in the private sector than in the public sector. But politicians.
Better in the private sector. Plutocracy. This is where we're at. Plutocracy. And this is how they're going to accomplish this. Through the private sector. By swallowing whole the public sector. Right?
Politicians need to understand. And sometimes we are faced with this kind of challenges. It is better to take today decisions that will eventually be not popular, but it will be essential to be able to shape the public opinion.
Run it back. Shape the public's opinion. See, they got to make the hard decisions. We may not agree, but see, they got to shape our opinion. Do you not think that your opinion is being shaped? Do you not think it's being shaped by this circus political situation, which is really just a part of the transition, a part of the deconstruction, controlled demolition as we move into this kind of multipolar scenario? Think about it.
That will eventually be not popular, but it will be essential to be able to shape the public opinion itself.
They are not afraid to straight up out there with it. We're going to shape public's opinion regardless if they don't like it or not. These people are the masters of the universe, as it were, right? Let's see what he says here. And here's his view on the multipolar global order, which is precisely where we're transitioning into. It's this mixture of BRICS, World Economic Forum, all of these new digital currency systems that are far beyond the CBDC, that will be creating a type of bio-digital convergence or singularity. This is what's actually happening underneath all of these clown political situations. Listen to this man speak.
But I strongly believe it is possible to prevent this disastrous scenario. I am confident we can build a new multipolar global order with new opportunities for leadership and with balance and justice in international relations. But multipolarity creates complexity. Left to itself, it could deepen fault lines between North and South, East and West, developed and developing economies, within the G20, and between the G20 and everyone else. And the only way to manage this complexity and avoid a slide into chaos is through a reformed, inclusive, networked multilateralism.
There it is. Networked multilateralism. This is digital interconnectivity by way of blockchain technology and AI. This is what they're rolling out.
Now, this requires strong multilateral institutions and frameworks and effective mechanisms of global governance. Without them, further fragmentation is inevitable and the consequences are clear. We see an epidemic of impunity around the world. We see some countries doing whatever it takes to further their own interests at all costs, from Russia's invasion of Ukraine to Sudan, more recently Gaza. Parties to conflict are ignoring international law, trampling on the Geneva Conventions, and even violating the United Nations Charter.
And it's interesting. They're getting prepared for all of these coordinated efforts and councils to, in a sense, turn on themselves and turn on each other, because they won't need to have this type of globalism as it was before, because they'll have an entire new multipolar digital system that allows all of these different countries and people groups to operate on their own outside of this madness. Now, when I think of this election and how it's clear the economy is about to take there's going to be a major shift, right? We already see it happening with the technology. Musk is doing, I'd say, a great job at rolling this stuff out, creating a type of cultural movement and a massive support. Now, this is an example of a type of future that people have to consider the possibility of. Now, yeah, clearly it's China, but this type of interactivity is not far away, and it is, and just like RFK talks about blockchain and AI, and when he says that, he's talking about full electrification. He's talking about full digitization. Without digitization and full electrification, these programs and these systems can't work. Do you want to operate in the world like this? Do you want this to be the normal way you operate day to day? We got introduced to this stuff through the convid QR codes and holding up your damn phone and all of that nonsense. And I'm telling you, man, all this political stuff is keeping people asleep as they build this infrastructure. Check this out, man. Imagine you want to go buy a drink. You got to use your biometric.
扫码开门。
It's crazy, man.
关门。
It's wild. Man. It's just absolutely wild. What is going on?
还有红包。
See, those are the cameras there. Gives you and it just goes probably right into your digital wallet. I mean, listen, guys, I get it, man. Other countries, they have no problem with this stuff. You know, they're homogenous, you know, high trust societies, you know, strong, tight knit cultures. I get it, man. Everyone's different, you know. But listen, this ain't going to fly in America, at least not if people realize what's happening. All right. We have to consider these things because it's too obvious what they're doing with these politics right now. Check this out. That's just an example of what's being built up. Oh, to add to this whole Musk thing. Yes, this is we're fresh, is brand new. We're live, power share. Yeah, we're all the way live, man. So this is I'm seeing this whole Cybertruck craze, and it's another tie-in. Like, as I've been trying to break down for a while now, there's this connection between the transhumanists and the Republican Party, the conservative rightist movements. You see Trump, Musk, and all of say the rightist organizations kind of teaming up with the technologists and the transhumanists. And it's interesting how now you're seeing the Cybertruck playing this kind of role as a mascot for this movement. Now, it's esoteric. It doesn't appear as if this is the case, but from my view, it's like an esoteric symbolism of the machine coming in, the robotics, the AI, the digital convergence, all coming in through fashion, style, prestige, and just the concept of cool. And this is precisely what the Cybertruck represents, this concept of cool and futurism. And check out who's rocking the Cybertruck. For me, it just looks like a very good example of this kind of like rightist Musk transhumanist connection. I saw this clip here and it's rather fascinating. Could this be a new symbol of conservative futurism? Wow. Nice. Like that's pretty extravagant. PowerShare says, yeah, nowadays, I mean that video you showed where they BU drinks or where they buy drinks. Yeah, I honestly don't know what year. I don't know if that was just filmed like this week or something, but I know that is like a regular type of technology. That's just a very like run-of-the-mill standard technology in China. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying this whole Cybertruck craze, it's really cringy and corny, but it says a lot to me. I see this being the Musk conservative connection, and Musk is just outfitting people with them for free. And guess who else? Guess who else he included into the mix? Another one of these actors, these stand-ins that are part of the big machine in transition, in my view. Guess who else got himself personally delivered a Cybertruck? Pay attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in Austin from Turning Point Action, and it was so nice what President Trump did for me being part of this. He gave me a Cybertruck, and I am just so blessed to have this. This is the best car you can buy. Great Elon Musk. Look how cool this one is, flat black is. It's even better than silver. And I'm so blessed that President Trump got me this because he feels so sorry for all that we've gone through and everything. So thank you, President Trump, and thank you, Elon.
Yes, spot on. silver money dude, Musk is not conservative. Absolutely not. He's a libertarian, if anything. But if you've been following the channel, I've been making this connection between the libertarian movement and the traditionalist, the neocon, tradcon, conservative, rightist movement. So we're seeing this merging of the technocratic right with the libertarian technocratic movement. The crypto bros, the Bitcoin bros, Musk, they're coming together. And this is my point. They're making a coalition, and it's going to be used as a way to go against the left. It's going to be designed in a way that says we're going against the progressives, but in fact, it's a dialectic, in my view, right? I see this happening. And if you pay attention, you'll find out that though Musk isn't conservative, he speaks all the rightist positions. He goes against immigration and DEI. And listen, I don't agree with any of those things, but I see through the deception.
Elon Musk for giving me this incredible Cybertruck. I really want to thank you for that, and thank you for everything else. It's really been amazing. So again, President Trump, from the bottom of my heart, and Elon Musk resigns this incredible vehicle.
It's all happening. We did a whole show on this a little over a year ago, and I was breaking down the new right, the libertarian, conservative, tradcon, nominal MAGA Christians coming together under technocracy and bringing in the digital economy through blockchain and crypto and AI. And it is literally happening right now.
Thank you so much for giving me this badass Cybertruck. It's incredible. Of course, it's not April 1st, it's not April Fool's, but President Trump, if you'd like to give me a Cybertruck, that'd be fine. And Elon, when I get out of bankruptcy, I think I probably am going to get one. These things are faster than the Ferrari. It was a joke, folks. Ha, 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 ha. All right, Infowars.com is back and running. Follow us on X.
Anybody that's really about the truth, quote unquote, should want nothing to do with anything Elon Musk presents to the public. Nothing, especially this electrification technology, electric cars and all of this nonsense. Like anybody really about that life would want nothing to do with these new fangled images of Satan, I would say, right? These transhumanist technologies. Now, it's just an electric car. I understand that view, but then when you consider the fact that electric cars require electrification, require digitization of all infrastructure, that's not the way to go. It's truly not. In fact, we're actually having a lot of trouble with energy in this regard. And then you discover that we don't even have the energy to run this type of stuff. In fact, it costs more energy to do these systems than what we're already using. Is that sustainable? Hence this whole idea of alternative energy, right? They have to figure something else out. We've talked about what those other things are, especially utilizing the body, right, in our biofields, etc. But check out, it's a common thing right now. It's like a big theme. You got all of these celebrities. This is Justin Bieber with his new Cybertruck, and I have so many clips I can't even spend time going through them of all these celebrities rocking the Cybertruck. And for me, it's just and we talk about culture creation here, and we've been talking about it for years. And it's like symbols and messages and images and objects are used to create culture, to normalize culture, or to prop up individuals. And what this does is it solidifies Musk as a brand and a thinker and an influencer, right? And a mover, a shaker, everyone buying his product, everybody supporting his products, right? It's just all here to see. It's all here to see. And I look at the Cybertruck as a symbol. It's very symbolic for what's coming, right? This new type of futurist dystopian stuff. Now, check this out. Speaking of Elon Musk, guess who was on Rogan recently? Yeah, check this out, man. I'm sure you guys can put the dots together.
Dude, how long before they can hijack people? How long before the CIA can hack into you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, right? That's like, I mean, that is the ultimate fear of human beings becoming cyborgs, is that we're going to be subject to all the problems that our computers and our phones have with malware and spyware and
I mean, people ask me all the time if this thing can be hacked, and short answer is yes.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Who in their right mind? Who in their right mind is down with something like this? Come on. Who in their right mind thinks this is okay? And now I get it. This guy, he's in a special situation. But again, we understand Musk wants this to be a general public a consumer product to engage with your phone and your internet and your smart technologies, right? You want to open your door and start your shower and brew your coffee with your brain. Okay, I get it. But do you think this is a smart thing to do? Do you think this is the way to go?
But at this point, at least, hacking this wouldn't really do much. You might be able to see like some of the brain signals. You might be able to see some of the data that Neuralink's collecting.
Oh, that's nothing. That's no big deal, right? Play it down. I get it.
And then you might be able
MK Ultra 2.0, 7.0
to control my cursor on my screen and make me look at weird stuff. But that's about it. I guess you could go in and like look through my like messages, emails, something like that. But I'd also have to be like connected already. So if I'm not connected to my computer or anything, you can't get in there on your own. So it would have to be a time when I am on it and you are able to hack it.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know.
The whole point is that it's only science fiction until it's reality.
It's a crazy time to be alive with these people, man. And check this out. This is what's crazy. So as they're bringing all this new neurological technologies and they got all these new things that we've been talking about here, check this out, man. Check out this article here. Let me see. Can you see it there? There we go. Let me bring it up a bit. Very concerning neurological study finds disorders increasing worldwide. Now listen, brain in a chair. There we go. Check it out, guys. Now, what have we been seeing as a response to the COVID? What were we saying during the whole rollout of the Juicy Juice? This idea of neurological reactions by way of some novel tech that's coursing through veins and causing all these types of weird reactions mentally. So isn't it interesting how there's this new growth of neurological issues, not to mention a new focus on dementia? And I think dementia is significantly tied to diet. And we understand how the general public's diet is today. I just find it fascinating how there's this increase in brain issues and they're promoting it, right? They're really promoting it. And it's crazy because they got all these types of technologies to come in and save the day. Right? Medical news today. Over 3 billion people now live with a neurological condition. What this means. And when you go through this article, it's wild because all of these issues, and of course we know the World Health Organization is involved with this. They got skin in the game. We understand CDC got skin in the game. We understand Musk and all of these technocrats got skin in the game. And Musk is just one of the guys. We've been covering many of these brain interface technology companies and organizations. Okay. So stroke, Alzheimer's, right? Look at this. This what got me. Autism spectrum disorder, right? Listen, guys, we know it's a very common thing today. Unfortunately, we understand that it's happening more and more. Some people are saying that what we experienced recently has assisted in the growth of this. We understand Juicy Juice does things to young children at birth. There's clearly an uptick in this kind of situation. I'm trying to be careful with, I'm not trying to get this vid clipped or cut. But as autism increases, I have a lot of paperwork that's showing neurological, or should I say brain computer interface technology playing a big part in assisting the war on autism. It's really messed up, man. Because I see them building all of this stuff up. Over 10 neurological conditions. Let's see. Check this out. COVID-19 may also be to blame for part of the increase in disability related to neurological conditions. COVID can cause long-term cognitive impairment and Guillain-Barré, however that's pronounced, syndrome. And we know they could tell us what they want to tell us. We know it ain't no infection causing that stuff, man. Miss me with that nonsense, man. You guys know. We know what's causing that. How did it pop up out of nowhere all of a sudden after, or somewhere around 2021? We know what rolled out. I'm just saying, man. Can we prevent neurological conditions? And then we think of Biden. Barely there, Biden. What's wrong with him? Neurological condition. So as we see this idea of neurology, brain function, cogency being a big story of the day, Musk playing one of the biggest roles in introducing brain computer interfaces to fix neurological issues. We see the push for enhancing technologies, whether that be through Thiel's superhuman super athlete transhumanist project, of course, Musk's work, or like I showed you here, John Stewart talking about we need to use enhancement drugs, because we have problems, issues, quote unquote. It's just interesting to see all the problems, yet seeing all the solutions. Right now is the reaction. Do something about it. Get some drugs. Get a technological solutions for human problems. Right? Every single time, it's all converging. While everyone watches the circus and the political theatrics, it's all converging. Brain-computer interface BCI technology. Revolutionizing healthcare with brain-controlled tech. This is the future. They want to control everything from the brain. I mean, there's a lot of other nanotechnologies that use different systems, right? But the brain is a big part of the brain is definitely a big part of this frontier. Look at this: assisted technology and devices, epilepsy, patient monitoring, sleep disorders, even traumatic brain injuries, whole spectrum, hearing impairments, cognitive function and treatments, i.e. Biden, chronic pain and management, neuroprosthetics, neurological disorder diagnosis, everything. They're covering the whole board, man. And it's just so interesting to see one of the biggest issues right now is rooted in neurological health. And it's like they're trying to gaslight us like he's okay. That's the part that trips me out. Like it's this weird gaslighting thing. Like everyone can't see and don't realize like this dude should not even be working. Right? He shouldn't even be working. He should be at a home or something, or at his home with his family. You know what I mean? Regardless of what, there's a lot of stories about who he is, what he is, how many of them exist. Is he a damn robot or something? Which, listen, I keep everything on the table right about now. But it's just fascinating to me how we're all being presented this ailment, this problem through a political selection period. It's also so rather interesting to me. And you better believe I'm on its tail as it's rolled out. Now, let's look at a recent TED Talk from probably one of the most influential silicon-based transhumanists, Kurzweil, and look at his predictions for the future. Several years from now, even putting the pieces together, getting people to realize that this is much deeper than politics, right? This is a war on humanity, not socialism or culture. Those are all surface things. This is about changing what God has created.
When we get to the 2030s, nanobots will connect our brains to the cloud, just the way your phone does. It'll expand intelligence 1 million-fold by 2045. That is the singularity. We will be funnier, sexier, smarter.
I got to be careful with these TED Talks, man. They always hit me every time I play a TED Talk. They hit me. So let me try to like change this up a bit. And I won't play the audio. We'll just read here because I can't play anything on this channel. You guys know I play anything copyright. They cut they just bring the whole live down. Last week, or this past week, y'all were in the chat on the backup channel. We were looking at videos. We was watching all these different videos, and they cut the stream in the middle of the stream. Y'all remember? And that's my backup channel. I swear I can't get away with anything live. Crazy. So let's play this here. No more creative, free from biological limitations. Free from biological limitations. They want to move beyond biology. They want to move beyond neurological problems. We'll be able to choose our appearance. Ooh, there you go with this, with the plastic surgery that's being promoted through the celebrities, the Botox, all of these different things, right? The whole looks maxing movement. You got all these young men running around like some weirdos trying to see who's attractive, and it's crazy. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen, and it's a response to the red pill movement. It's a part of the inceldom. You know, I get it, but it's creepy. It's creepy how people are like so beholden by these very mechanistic things, like facial features and a level of attractiveness. We're turning into these weird robots, and we're finding technologies and solutions to make us who we think we need to be. And it's all a matter of identity issues at the end of the day, which is understandable given the time. But what's fascinating is soon enough, all of those things won't matter when everything can be virtually created, right? You can create a virtual avatar that looks exactly how you want it to look, and you'll spend more time operating that avatar than you would in the real world. You'll be showing images of your avatar, not your real self. So soon enough, plastic surgery won't even be required or needed or even cared about, right? And only fangirls will be replaced by these highly sophisticated, emotionally intelligent AI technologies that are already here. So when he says you'll be able to choose your appearance, I think that's what he's getting at, not necessarily some new type of surgical stuff, but actual virtual representations of who you are that you'll spend more time with than you would your physical self. I'll be able to do things we can't do, like visualize objects in 11 dimensions. We can speak all languages, and they already have tech like that now that can just straight up translate any language. It's pretty interesting stuff, and I think some of that stuff is useful. But this guy's talking about nanorobots in your brain and flowing through your veins and stuff. It's just crazy. We'll be able to expand consciousness in ways we can barely imagine. Yeah, we will experience richer culture with our extra years. It's just so optimistic. It's really wild. So I've recently become a grandfather, he says. I'm very much looking forward to that, sure. And I understand that too. You know, like people that want to live longer so they can spend more time with their family. That's very rational. But there's consequences for this. And that's something that these people tend to leave out. Or at least they just brush over the consequences like they're not a big deal. Now, I had to pull this just to give some perspective. Let's go back to 1987 and check out how they thought 2024 was going to be. So let's go back to 1987 and look at what they think today would be like. Very, very fascinating. Check it out.
Here is our prediction of what today's science and technology will do for tomorrow's person.
Greetings, 20th century people. I'm wearing part of the gear of the future. Well, it may look like today's, but it's not what it seems. The suit is chemically treated to make it thermosensitive. It absorbs heat when you're hot, thus cooling you down, and releases it again when you're cold, so you maintain a constant temperature. Well, I don't have much in my pockets. Few smart cards, holograms of my family.
Smart cards, holograms of his family. It's so spot on.
And we finally...
Not to say we live like this. This type of, I guess, expression will probably be maybe 10 years from now, or probably less, much less than that. But it's very, very interesting.
Solve the problem of lost keys. Don't have any in the first place. Each unique fingertip opens all the different doors in my life when I press them against pattern recognition pads. And I carry my office round with me as well. Now, this isn't just a watch or just a TV phone. It's also satellite connected, so I can receive information, any information I want, from any computer I have access to around the world. And I carry a printer for that information in my briefcase, so that when I get a message, it all prints out like that. How about this for a bit of future entertainment? This is my 3D TV, and I can shut out the world for the brief moments that I'm still stuck on mass public transport systems.
Very interesting, man. Oh man, it's so cool because like everything we've been trying to present, everything we've been talking about has been in the works. And we understand that all the corporations are trying to do this. Now, this I thought was really interesting. This, I don't even know how to think about this. I don't know how legitimate it is, but it goes along with this point as we're moving to this computer-based, AI-based, biodigital convergence situation. It's called Cognify, and it's talking about future prisons of the future. And what I find interesting is they sell this as if they mean like prisons for people who do bad things, but we could easily, especially with the Neuralink and all of these different types of devices, we could easily see these types of technologies used on the general public, and they will still present a type of prison, right? If you think about that connectivity, the codependency, the contingency of it all, this is a pretty interesting clip here. Check this out.
Welcome to Cognify, a facility designed to treat criminals like patients. Instead of spending years in an actual prison cell, prisoners could finish their sentence here in just a few minutes. Cognify could someday create and implant artificial memories directly into the prisoner's brain. These complex, vivid, and lifelike memories are created in real time using AI-generated content.
Yo, man. The fact that they're even if it's just thought experiments, even if it's before proof of concept, the fact that they are even trying to do this stuff is crazy, absolutely crazy.
Depending on the seriousness of the subject's crime and their sentence, the memories could be tailored to the rehabilitation needs of each subject. The artificial memories implanted by Cognify would be seamlessly incorporated into the existing neural networks of the brain, preventing cognitive dissonance and ensuring the subject experiences the memories as if they were real.
Full-on mind control. Straight up.
The Cognify concept offers a new approach to criminal rehabilitation, transforming how society deals with offenders by focusing on rehabilitation rather than punishment.
Shout out to the Rumble crew, man. I see all you guys. I appreciate you being here. We streaming on Rumble live here. Shout out to you guys and everybody in the chat at YouTube, man. Peace and blessings to you all. Let's get it.
First, the prisoner is given a choice, either spending tens of years in a prison cell or seeking fast-track rehabilitation through artificial memory implantation. If the prisoner chooses to undergo fast-track rehabilitation, the Cognify device is used. Next, the prisoner undergoes high-resolution brain scanning to create a detailed map of their neural pathways. This brain map helps guide the Cognify device to target specific brain regions responsible for memory, reasoning, and logical thinking, such as the hippocampus, prefrontal cortex, amygdala, parietal lobe, and anterior cingulate cortex. Once the target brain regions are identified, Cognify is then placed around the head of the prisoner.
Oh, this
the
is
intensity
wild.
and the type of artificial memories is then adjusted depending on the crime. Inside the criminal's mind, time would pass differently, slower than in real life, making them experience years' worth of artificial memories in just a few minutes. Synthetic memories are customized depending on the crime committed.
See, this is the issue. When you connect your brain or your mind or your body to a computer, all bets are off, man. You are subject to anything, really. And that's the scary part, man.
And the unique brain structure and psychological profile of the individual, violent offenders could experience memories that are designed to trigger empathy and remorse, seeing their crime from the perspective of their victim, feeling their pain and suffering firsthand. Some memories are designed to trigger consequences and trauma. Such memories could simulate the long-term consequences of violent actions, such as the grief of the victim's family or the physical and emotional trauma endured by the victim. Artificial memories could cover a wide range of crimes, including domestic violence, hate crimes and discrimination, embezzlement, insider trading, theft and fraud. Cognify emotion regulation system could modulate neurotransmitters and hormones to induce specific emotional states, such as remorse or regret, which is crucial for rehabilitation. Real-time monitoring and feedback mechanisms could track the prisoner's neural responses.
I mean, come on, man. Think about all of the prisoners that maybe are in prison for reasons that aren't necessarily legitimate. A lot of people are in prison because of drugs. Do people who got caught selling drugs or doing like minor offenses? I mean, this and again, I don't know how legitimate this is. It looks like a thought experiment. I highly doubt. Well, actually, that's not true. I have some papers that present similar kind of tech, but it's so dystopian, man. It's like wild. And then think about how one of the biggest issues right now being presented to us in the public, like at the surface, like the normie crowd, is dementia, the problems of dementia, and how AI can help. And of course, we have like a poster child right now being presented to everybody, and that's Joe Biden.
Throughout the process, allowing the system to adapt and optimize the rehabilitation in real time with new visuals, sensation, and realistic AI-generated content.
That's key right there, AI-generated content. Aside from this kind of really out there tech, that alone is going to change so much in 5 years. AI-generated content where, content creators, Hollywood, all of these things are going to be pushed to the side. Now, this isn't to say that people still won't want to see real content, but a certain demographic won't really care, and that will be the younger kids, especially Gen Alpha, that grow up with this stuff, and some of the Gen Zers, the younger ones, to the point where they're so distracted by this constant flow and feed of AI-generated content, they won't even have the patience, they won't even have the consideration of, hey, maybe I should look at something real. And I think we're already getting that with the ongoing feeds that just keeps feeding you these dopamine hits. That alone is going to be pretty crazy, man. AI generated content at like the whim of any viewer. Right? Pretty creepy.
To ensure the long-term effect of the therapy session, the memories could become permanent, fully integrated into the subject's mind, as if they were part of their own personal experiences. While subjects are undergoing therapy session, valuable data are collected from all the prisoners into a central computer for scientific research, which will help understand the criminal mind and determine the best approach to tackle crimes in society.
They won't even question. Exactly, Audra. That's my point. They won't even question it. They'll be just too preoccupied, too distracted.
AI-driven analytics could enhance the device's functionality, optimizing future procedures based on gathered data and insights. Cognify could feature encrypted storage for sensitive prisoner information and rehabilitation data. A compact and portable design would allow Cognify to be used anywhere in the world. It would be constructed with durable materials to withstand frequent use. Its energy-efficient design would ensure long operational life, reducing the need for frequent recharges. It would have the ability to integrate seamlessly with other prison systems, like security cameras and biometric identification.
Damn! Whoa! This is like human remote control, like for real. And of course, it's for prisoners. Come on, man.
Once the therapy session is concluded, family members of the subject could be provided with a comprehensive report on the new artificial memories that have been implanted, offering them a chance to adjust to the subject's new, positive personality traits. The subject is then released back into society to start a new life away from crimes. The Cognify concept could revolutionize the criminal justice system by significantly reducing the need for long-term incarceration and its associated costs.
It's gonna fix our problems, see? Technological solutions for human scale problems every time. Not like we need to make better people or we need to consider ways to change things morally through social engagement, but let's get further away from that and just plug into virtual worlds and let computers control everything. It's so wild to me. Hence the Jon Stewart comment about, let's just get drugs. Let's just fix everything with drugs. Let's just fix everything with some AI tech. I mean, clearly this is futurist. It's not happening at the moment, but the point is, the culture is being created. The ontology is being formed and developed in the general population. People are starting to see life differently. People are starting to see themselves, their brains, life, interactivity as malleable. through digitalization and AI, people are starting to perceive human life as something different. This is problematic because it is this that is required for things like this to even happen down the road. And it's right now the development of the culture, the ontology, the view, the perspective, the change in perception of what it is to be human, what is life, what is pain, what is pleasure, what is happiness, and how to accomplish or acquire those things or attain them. This is what it takes. It takes people to change their mind on what all of these things are and what they mean. And we're getting to the point now where it's not that necessarily people are changing their minds, but they're opening their minds and they're starting to consider that maybe what we've always known isn't the case. Maybe God isn't real. Maybe biology doesn't really define what is human. And this is how we get to where we're at. And no better way to do that than show decrepit, crippled, falling apart, dying humans that can't run a country, that can't even say a damn sentence or function on their own.
Traditional prisons require substantial budgets for construction, maintenance, staffing, and prisoner care, including food, healthcare, and rehabilitation programs. By replacing extended prison sentences with brief, intensive rehabilitation through artificial memory implantation.
Man, this reminds me of that one movie, Clockwork Orange, this whole setup here. Crazy.
The costs of maintaining prison facilities and supporting inmates could be drastically lowered. The funds saved from reduced incarceration and recidivism rates could be reallocated to other critical.
Something happened in the chat? Hold up. Did they hit me? Is this copywritten? Hold up. Let me check. All right, we're still on. I just be paranoid. They be cutting my streams, man. I can't show something, they cut me. All right, we're still on. Appreciate y'all sticking with me. Let's go.
Areas. These might include education, healthcare, infrastructure development, social welfare programs, or research and development initiatives that benefit society as a whole.
Benefit society as a whole. Back to this collectivist, technocratic, communitarian view, right? We're in this together, guys. We're going to fix this by all plugging into the machine. That's how we're going to fix this, guys.
By rehabilitating offenders more quickly, Cognify could enable them to reintegrate into society sooner and contribute to the workforce. This increased productivity.
Reintegrate into society. Doesn't that sound familiar? You will be able to open back up and reintegrate into society once we get that certain thing lodged into our systems, right? Yeah, remember that.
It could boost the economy and generate tax revenue, further offsetting the initial investment in such technology.
Ooh, economic arguments. Oh, that always works. It's good for finances, bottom line every time.
It could boost the economy and generate tax revenue, further offsetting the initial investment in such technology. Successful rehabilitation through Cognify could lead to safer communities, reduced crime rates, and improved social well-being. This could have far-reaching positive impacts on individuals, families, and society as a whole, contributing to a more stable and prosperous future. Apart from treating criminals, Cognify could also be used to treat severe memory loss by helping patients recall their past memories. It could also treat patients with PTSD by implanting positive memories.
There's the mental illness, the mental health angle. Not only can this be good for prisoners and people who do bad, but even for people with neurological issues. See, every time, technological creep, every time.
That replace the negative ones.
Yeah, man. Okay. Y'all come around here, you already know. I don't have to tell you. I just show the receipts. And I'm going to assume this is a thought experiment. I'm going to assume that, you know, this is some well-produced futurist slop. But at the same time, we understand this is definitely part of their goals. Now, when we think about, let's see, let me pull this up. When we think about how we're going to get here, and what's important is to consider AI at the moment, right? Check this out. I got a couple of clips here. So first, let's look at Trump. So what's interesting about Trump is he's fascinated by AI. He's all about it, and he even supports pushing it to help fix our problems. So clearly, Trump is already on board with all of the, let's say, World Economic Forum sustainability efforts, which are truly digital, okay? truly about electrification through AI. So check this out.
We have a phenomena coming up right now, and I was talking about it the other day to David, and that's AI. Little things, simple, two little simple letters, but it's big. And I realized the other day, more than any time when we were at David's house and talking to a lot of geniuses from Silicon Valley and other places, they need electricity at levels that nobody's ever experienced before to be successful, to be a leader in AI. The amount of electricity that is like double what we have right now and even triple what we have right now. It's incredible how much they need to be the leader. And we're going to have to be able to do that. And a windmill turning with its blade, knocking out the birds and everything else is not going to be able to make us competitive. You'll have China.
What about nuclear, Mr. President? Yeah. So let me just give you a statistic on this.
Nuclear is okay.
See, he said, we have to be able to do that. So just like, man, y'all pay attention. Just like he was so gung-ho and to this day, still promoting and taking all of the glory for the novel first mandated transhuman technology through warp speed. Just like he was pumping that, we're going to revolutionize the world with biotechnology and my juicy juice jabba jab. He's talking about, see, we're going to be the leaders in AI. And eventually he'll be talking about we're going to be bringing the best bio-digital AI system. Of course, by choice, you can choose. You don't have to be involved. But yeah, you ain't going to be able to function in half the society if you don't. It's crazy how, I'm just saying, listen, if this is the case, I should have done a poll, man. Because I did want to do a poll about like what's going to happen with this. Are we going to get like what I think this new transhumanist, technocratic, conservative right bringing in all the new digitalization, the singularity, or is Biden going to win and actually create complete chaos where the left and right come together because both of them are like not going to accept that, which would cause a whole different type of crisis if you think about it, right? If everyone just comes together for once and goes against barely there Biden as the president, because anyone in their right mind doesn't want this person running the country, quote unquote. Or are we going to have some weird situation where all of a sudden they stop everything and say, you know what, we've come together and found some loophole in the you know, whatever they use, and we're going to bring somebody else in. We're going to bring Obama in, or, you know, big back Mike, you know, or Hillary Clinton up in here. Who knows, right? Is that going to be the case? Or are we going to be, you know, experiencing a new scamdemic and they just going to say, no, it's crisis. There can't be an election. I don't know. I just like thinking about it. What do you guys think? And tell me, man. Y'all let me know, because I'm all ears. All I know is something funky going on. Something real funky about to pop off. You better believe it. I'm telling you, something's coming. Because this is weird. What we're experiencing is weird as hell. I've never seen anything this weird, right? And so AI is important, but electricity is important. Energy is talking about nuclear. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about nuclear. I'm still trying to figure out my position on nuclear. I'm not crazy about it, given the potential for fallout. Regardless of that, I don't think nuclear is going to be the future. I just don't think enough people are going to be able to agree upon it. I don't think enough people will agree upon it. I think we're really going to be moving into these other types of energies that we discuss here. Bioelectricity, I think, is going to be on the table. And electricity created through light and electric magnetic frequencies. I think we're going to eventually be moving towards that as the general way we run these massive systems, right? I have so many papers that present this new future where all of these systems will be able to run sustainably if basically everyone's bodies and bioelectricity and mixed with the frequencies are able to communicate and integrate. So I think that actually might be the direction we're going. It's possible that nuclear and all this crap, solar is just a you know, it's like a proxy war. They want everyone to fight over until they bring in the new solution. Just like we know the juicy juice jabby jabs are old technology, man. They got tattoos. They got all types of like dissolvable. You can snort this stuff. They have nano dust. Man, I've shown you guys all the papers, man. They got all these technologies for jabs that it makes you think, why are they still using this ancient needle stuff? And I just think that's because they're slowly rolling it out on people, right? They're not trying to move too fast. But either way, man, what the heck is going on, right? Check this out. I got another one here. Where is this? Let me see. Now listen to Gates on this. Gates, let's see his view on this. They're all talking about this, man, because I think these are some of the bigger issues. Not the political stuff we're going to be hearing about for the next couple months, right? But the bigger issues, the technocratic issues.
The demand for electricity in the United States for the first time in a long time is going to go up quite a bit. It's electric cars, buses. Some people use electric heat pumps in their homes. And just in the last year, with these artificial intelligence breakthroughs, all the big AI companies are saying, okay, we need to build lots of data centers. And so if we don't have nuclear to complement the wind and sun, the country will fall behind the demand for electricity.
So this, what you're arguing, though, is for America's leadership in technology to continue, you need more energy. Our demand for power is going up.
That's right. For a long time, the total electricity use in the U.S. didn't go up a lot. So this is kind of a new thing to remember. A long time ago, we were raising our electricity. And here, for a lot of reasons, things are being electrified. Electric cars are getting cheaper. Electric buses are going to outcompete other buses. Even other forms of transportation will move to electricity. And so, it takes a desire to build, desire to invest in innovative new approaches, and the cost requirement is what lets us say, if this can compete with natural gas electricity in the United States, then it's very competitive around the world, because most parts of the world don't have that very cheap natural gas, which is the cheapest way to make electricity today.
The cheapest way. But we want to switch over and shift into something we can't even afford, we can't even produce, without uprooting billions of people and changing the entire infrastructure of what we know as life and Earth. This like terraforming of our bodies and the environment for sustainability, right? For, electrification, so we could run all of our new digital trinkets and gadgets. Listen, my view on this is about the singularity. This is about connecting everything. So we're all in this system to where it's much easier to control us. It's much easier to keep tabs on everyone. And then you get this panoptic response, where people start to self-police because they feel like they're constantly being watched, because they are, right? And then you have the populations operating like you want them to, on their own volition and at their own discretion, and by way of their own agency, right? It's this strange self-policing response, or the Hawthorne effect, right? And I think that's what, at least it's multifaceted, sure, but I think that's a big part of this. I think that's a massive part of this, is once they can get these systems up, they're not going to have to worry about convincing people of much. Right? It will be automated, if you will. You'll automate behavior voluntarily, right? Because people will know that they're being watched. People will want access to certain services. And I think this is how they're selling it. First off, it's better for the environment, but it's cheaper, and it's going to bring people more services, more access, and more income. That's going to be the kicker. Once they get the UBI and all of these new bioeconomies started up, people are going to be all the way willing to adhere and follow suit, etc. Really, really wild. And I see how this whole election thing is preparing for that shift. At least these are some of my views and perspectives that I've come to. I'm sure there could always be other possibilities. I love to hear them from you guys. But everything seems to be coming together as we've been talking about. And it is a moment of, we got to have some fun sometimes, right? This is pretty hilarious. And I'm going to continue to have some fun. You better believe that. But we're not going to have fun and not really see the bigger picture, right? And start to pay attention to the things that actually matter, right? So yeah, that's something we have to always consider. So man, I appreciate you guys, man. I thank everybody that's here, everybody at the YouTube, everybody on the Rumble right now. Shout out to you guys. Peace and blessings to you all. Shout out to the Patreons and the locals. If you like this channel, please help produce it. Join the member groups on locals or Patreons, or as I always ask, tip your server as you would any other establishment, because we are not monetized. This is how we survive your viewership and your monetary support. And we don't have the fancy bells and whistles and the super chats and all that cool stuff like the cool guys. We just get down with what we have and are thankful for what we've been given. So I appreciate you guys, and we'll be back, man. We got so much content coming. You guys know how we do. We got the backup channels firing up. I'm going to be doing a stream over there. We're going to be streaming almost every day, man, just because I got so much research and stuff I've been trying to eventually get to. And this show in particular has taken up a lot of my time, but now we got the ball rolling. So we're ready to do the other projects, health channel, music channel, man. We're going to be doing a whole lot of stuff on the music channel. I'm going to be presenting some of my work and just having fun streams, looking at music stuff, music topics, reviewing music, etc. And on the Rumble, shout out to the Rumble, we're going to be reviewing stuff that we can't review here. Like last week when we got kicked out because we were trying to look at some breakdancing videos. I mean, it's a shame. But that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. So you guys know where to find me. Everything's in the description. Be sure to subscribe, because we coming from many angles, man. It's time to step up the game because there's so much we got to do over here, man. I just appreciate you guys supporting me to this point. So I want to end the show as always by saying all praises to the Most High God. In Jesus' name, amen and shalom.
Yes, sir.